Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning in the buzz, following the sad death of Farrah Fawcett, one of her closest friends, Alana Stewart, is now publishing a diary she kept as the actress battled cancer and then died last month. My Journey with Farrah will be released in August, and part of the proceeds will be donated to the Farrah Fawcett Foundation for Cancer Research. But I was kind of shocked when I heard this because, I mean, for one of your closest friends to publish a diary, which is so, you know, your most personal thoughts and feelings. I mean, what do you guys think about this?
Well, I just want to make this clear. Whose diary is it? Is it Alana Stewart?
It's Alana's diary.
It's Alana, following,
oh, it's Alana's.
following Farrah's.
It's about Farrah.
I understand that. I just want to make it clear whose diary it is.
You know what?
It's not Farrah's diary in her own pen and pencil.
Yeah.
It is Alana Stewart's diary as she observed Farrah die.
Yeah.
Then I heard that wrong, because then I think, you know what? It's okay. It's her story to tell. Her story with she and a friend.
Especially since Farrah went to great lengths to have her story documented and videotaped. Even some of the most difficult procedures that she had
were covered by, I think, NBC at that point. Yeah.
At that point, and there was, I saw some of it, and at some points, Alana Stewart turned off the camera, and Farrah yelled at her, "Turn it back on! I want everyone to see this."
Yeah.
So that said, since it's not in Farrah's pen, it's in Alana's pen. I'm not so sure I have a big deal with it.
What do you guys think about reading somebody else's diary in general? I mean, Vince and I were talking about it this morning because I said if I had a child who kept a diary, I would probably read that diary.
If it's online. If it's a blog,
whether it's online.
Well, okay, you can read it. If it's a book that they hide underneath their mattress, perhaps the Tempur-Pedic that I was looking at.
Right.
Don't you dare. That's private information.
Privacy is an illusion when you are under the age of 18. So is like, oh, Mom and Dad, when I turn 16, I'm going to move to Australia. Yeah, sure you are. Yeah. Let them think whatever they want to think, but I want to know the inside scoop. And I know a lot of people have a big problem with
Well,
that.
this is why.
But
here's the thing. You're encouraging repressed memories.
You're
encouraging
Listen, they don't need to know that I'm reading the diary. I just want to know what's going on.
I will show your children this tape.
And as well you should, because
they should be forewarned. Then.
Let them be forewarned. I will read the diary.
What do you have a dummy diary?
Listen, you know, Sean doesn't know, or I don't think you know, but you know, I've got a GPS tracker on my daughter's phone.
That's right. You know where she is.
I know where she is.
And she doesn't know that.
I know where put it this way, I know where the phone is.
Right.
Oh, good point.
You know, assuming the phone is with her.
Can you show me this after the show?
If I ever find a day when she is not with that phone, when I hit it on the GPS, Nicole Dementri and I are going to have a little talk.
Now, hold on. How often do you check her coordinates?
I check them mostly on weekends when she's got time and she's busy.
Okay, so not during the week.
Let me tell you something. Girls today and kids today are not the same way they were when I was 12 and 13 years old.
They don't need to know. I will say this, for the opposite point of view, Michelle Muscatello was telling me that's absolutely wrong. This is, you know, this is private. You're destroying trust.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I'm destroying trust because you don't need to know that I'm reading it.
This summer vacation, because kids, they're watching now. They know deception. They're going to come up with a second diary, a dummy diary that says my diary.
Well,
but
the hollowed-out phone book is going to have the real diary.
I will say this in the famous words of Pearl Dementri, my mother, God rest her soul.
Yes.
When I used to say, "This is a free country, Ma," she said, "Not in this house, it ain't."
That's right.
Communist government.
That's right. And I wouldn't go around reading people's diaries, you know, like a friend or anything like that. But a child, I would want to know what exactly is going on here.
All right, well, so let me ask you this. Let's take it one step further.
Yeah.
What do you do if you find out something that bothers you?
I would.
Would you confront her?
It depends on the situation. I mean, obviously, if it's drugs or alcohol or having sex at a very young age, I think there would need to be some level of confrontation. Yeah. But if it was something more subtle, like she was talking to a guy or whatever, you know,
Or how about this? She hasn't done it already, but she's thinking about having sex, or she's been at parties where there's been marijuana and cocaine, and she's thought about doing it.
I think that if they were doing that, then it's the opportunity to start having conversations, you know, on the phone with friends and letting her overhear those things, or engaging her in conversations, so that, and I say her because I don't know any guys who keep diaries.
They're running fascist states at their house. Let it be known. I'm stopping it before
Absolutely.
it hits. Before it
wait
hits.
until you have kids.
I was just say, wait until you have kids. Yeah.
Courtney, I already know what Courtney's thoughts are.
How do you know? Did you talk to my mom?
I already know that Courtney, because Courtney and Michelle, I suspect, feel the same way, and that way is you don't read your kid's diary, and I can respect that. for other people.
Is that what you think? Because my mom told me not too long ago that she read mine. If she's watching, she did. And it's fine because I just wrote about boys and stuff, so like it wasn't a big deal. But I've kept like 3 over my lifetime and have since stopped. And well, not much has happened in these days, but I have some thoughts here from our bloggers, and then they wouldn't want people to read their diary. They said that's private thoughts, but Max said something interesting, and he said social networks are the new diaries, and I totally agree. People are tweeting and updating their Facebook pages with everything from being at the dry cleaners to work or wherever, so I think some of those things they can keep to themselves. But we do have a poll here on foxprovidence.com. We're asking, would you ever want someone to read your diary? Your choices are A, yes, someday I'd want to share it, or B, no, I cringe at the thought of it. And you can also read the Farrah Fawcett story that's there as well. And we also have some thoughts here on our Facebook page, and this one is from Jeff, and he says, when do we get to read Sean Tempesta's diary? That's what he wants to know. And Julie says, it depends on the situation, what it was written about. She's all for it if it's informative. So there you have it. But you can log on and weigh in on the poll here, and I'll be back in a half hour.